Hello, hello. I missed you. What I did yesterday was I know some of you who know me well are probably going to laugh at this, but I took a kind of a day off. And reason being, some personal things. But anyway, I'm going to talk about them today. What today is about is sacrifice versus reward, okay? I think that a lot of people, especially when you start getting into a lifestyle to where you understand sacrifice is very important, self-discipline is a really big thing as well. I know for me, for example, I worked for a company where I would go and sell security systems door to door. Loved it. There's nothing but great things to say about the people. Just really, really awesome people. Too many of the guys to name, but Travis Delgadillo, love that guy right there. Big inspiration to me. But anyway, for me, it's not for everybody. And I went through a process to where I figured out that a lot of the things that he taught, I could apply to my life. Some things just not really for me, and that's okay. But anyway, when I was selling security systems door to door, I didn't see my son much, really at all. Months would go by. I was sacrificing. My sacrifice was larger than my reward. So that's what today is going to be about. Sacrifice versus reward, okay? And how do we balance that? Especially when you got a lot going on, when you really want something, when you really want that reward. So as far as sacrifice goes with reward, how can you balance it? Your job, your family, your mental health, your relationship, your happiness, joy, your money, your time, your energy. How do you do that? How do you find the right balance for those things? And for me, the number one that I named was mental health. So, without mental health, without the right state of mind, and without really paying attention to that and being aware of it, everything that you build can crumble. To me, the most solid foundation that a person can build is their mental health, their mindset, of course. So for me, it's really about my mental health. And there's certain times where, being a recovering addict, there's certain times where I have to stop everything I'm doing and I just have to take a few minutes to myself. I have to do my process, what works for me. That's just me as a unique individual. Everybody is different. Everybody has their own process, their own things that they do in order to get through their moments. So to me, sacrificing little things like that, where your mental health starts to deteriorate, that's not worth it, because you're then going to sacrifice your reward overall. So, listening to a book on audio that I got from Donnie, hashtag D&D show, also hashtag Team Kaylee, we'll talk more about that. But Donnie recommended this book for me on Audible, and it's, of course, Grant Cardone, Be Obsessed or Be Average. Now, one thing that, he kind of touched on, I'm not done with it yet, but one thing that he kind of touched on was, what are you obsessing about? What is it that you want to obsess about? You have to really make sure that you got those things locked in properly. So to me, that's sacrifice versus reward. Make sure that you're obsessing and sacrificing over the right things to get the right reward for you. Matthew McConaughey has this amazing, it's made in Beijing, and it's like a maze. So it's amazing, Beijing. Anyway, Matthew McConaughey, let's see if I can do this, has an amazing inspirational speech, and it's about the top things in your life. And it made a lot of sense to me in what I did, today, because the reason I'm talking about this topic is because, like I said, it's something that really kind of hit me in the mouth with a baseball bat and made me really get my bleep together. So, it's something that I'm going through, and I'm sharing this with you guys not because I have the answer, because I have a theory. Let me know. Leave some comments. Get at me. Let me know what you think about this stuff. But anyway, so Matthew McConaughey has this speech about the top things in your life. So I took his advice. I made this list of things that are important to me, what I'm going to have to sacrifice in order to get the certain rewards that I want in those different categories, and then what will be sacrificed because of that. You could have a list over here, row 1, of the things that are important to you. A list, row 2, of things that you might have to sacrifice or change in order to achieve list number 3. Sometimes they're going to crisscross and go against one another, and you're going to have to sacrifice, say for example, if you're at your job and you need to make extra money to get a certain reward that you want. but that's going to cost you time with your family. It's like, is that overtime that you're going to put in worth it in the long run? Or is it going to be worth being with your family, which will then increase your mental state, your mental health, and allow you to achieve that goal in a better way? You know what I mean? So anyway, like I was saying, Matthew McConaughey has this whole thing, and I took his advice and I wrote down a list of stuff, and basically he just talks about the balance, you know, what's in the positive and what's in the negative. What are you know, what's going up, what's going down? And a lot of times when you're, say your job or you're, you know, say you're on a workout or a diet or something, those things are going up. Your relationship might be going down, you know, relationship with a significant other, or relationship with your family or your friends. And you got to always take an inventory of these things and make sure that, you know, they're all in the positive, because it's a really, really important balance, especially when you create that list, you create those top things. And I don't know, maybe you're the kind of person where the only thing in the world that matters to you is money. Great, so be it. Me, I'm a complicated, very unique individual. I have multiple things that are important to me. I must balance. So as Atmosphere says, I'm trying to find a balance. And, you know, don't be discouraged. When you write a list of the top 5 things that are most important to you in your life, don't be discouraged when you take an inventory every day or every week or every 2 weeks or every month or whatever, and you realize one of those things has gone in the negative. It's fine. That's life. You will never achieve and maintain for a long period of time all of those things in the positive. That's just life. One of those things are going to go in the negative. There's not some universal truth that I can give you or that anyone in the world can give you that'll always keep all of those things in the positive. And if there is that thing, it's this. Just be aware. Just be aware of those things that are important to you, and realize when you're sacrificing, oh crap, my relationship with my sister is starting to fade because I'm not focusing. I'm not speaking and focusing. So I'm not focusing enough time or energy on that. Instead, I'm putting it, say, in other areas, and you know, things get a little off balance. But be sure to just, like I said, take inventory and tweak those things in the right way for you, for what's important to you in your life. Don't go by anybody else. And that's really it. That's really what I wanted to tackle today. Let me just leave you with this. And I just thought of this, and it's probably been said before in different ways, but don't get so focused on the sacrifice that you lose sight of the reward. And don't get so focused on your reward that you become blind to what you're sacrificing. You know what I mean? Like, just keep that in mind. You know, it's one thing that, the reason I'm, like, once again, that I'm saying this, I'm not saying, hey, I have the answer and I practice it perfectly. This is something that I've been messing up in my life, and I need to fix it. Otherwise, everything is going to go in the negative. So if you guys have any, you guys have any recommendations on what it is maybe that I could do, you know, other than just what I've shared with you, please let me know. Comment on the video on YouTube or on Facebook. Hit me up directly. It doesn't have to be this big public thing. If you don't want anybody to know what works for you, you can send it to me, and then I'll put you on blast. I'll tag you on Facebook and give your secret out to everybody, because you're a selfish asshole and you don't want anyone to know your secrets. So I'll just take them as my own. No, not really. But yeah, just let me know. Let's help each other. Let's continue to motivate, inspire, learn, and educate. Let's continue doing these mile markers in life. I can't do them without you guys. So please, like I said, feel free to let me know what it is that I can do to improve. Once again, thank you so much. Please go and subscribe, like the video on YouTube. Also, big shout out to Team Kaylee. They had an event last night, and that's kind of what I was talking about. See, I didn't make it, and I should have. But because I'm not properly balancing things in my life, I sacrificed that for a reward that was kind of personally selfish on my own. It was more of a mind state. And, I just want to try to continue to prove on these things. So hashtag Team Kaylee. I need to spend more energy focusing on that. Also, hashtag D&D show. I want to spend some more energy there as well. Great guys. The first D and the second D, I always get them mixed up, but go check them out. I'll put their links in the description as well. You guys, like I said, let's follow each other's advice. Motivate, inspire, learn, educate. Mile marker number 4. From me to you. Have a great day, and as always, put that beautiful smile on your face and bring your light into the world. Have a good day, guys.